Alright, I am actually gonna, this is an updated one for dwprox net2 plus. Now you gotta make sure when you get model, you get it from Axon right here. When you go on Axon, click on White here group and download the net2 plus. And if you want to download one with the keypad, you click this arrow and then there's a keypad. So since I already downloaded it and it is the updated one, I am gonna drag the model in. It's gonna take a while. Sometimes it takes a while. I'm getting a bit of lag here because when okay, so here's the doors. Right here, oh geez. So right here, we've got the doors. Now, to make these sure these doors work fine, because these require a license to run, and you gotta make sure you buy the license. Oh my gosh, I'm getting lag, but alright. So these require a license to run. So you go to game settings, go go over to security, and make sure HTTP requests are on, but also free access, the API access, steadily down on as well, and that's how the breeze will boot. Now, here's the thing that you should really make sure they work. So, so because I'm getting a lot of confusion. So here's the thing you should never do that will break the system. Do not remove an empty file. It breaks the system. Make sure you leave bell buttons and readers in and also passive settings and the net2 cabinet. And to set the settings for the cabinet, I'll show you how to do it. And then I'll show you how to do a read. So right here, so that's automatically the the user raises exit buttons, and then we got ones that can open the cabinet, and this is what you should pay attention to. So you got to change this here to be your user, and then here you change these to your group and put whatever group ranks on here, like the demonstration ones that White here put in. Yep. That's just going to be the same for this one, and then for that you go to reader settings, and set this one to true for the buttons. Either one, you're gonna set this to be true. So whitelist is true, and then on this one here will be the same. Whitelist enable true. And then this is where you can do the API settings right here. This is just like if you do like the original dwprox v3. So technically, if I had this on an elevator, a Cobalt Plus elevator, I would do script.parent.parent.parent, wait for child call reader dot value equals true, and then do not dot value equals false on the other one. For the column, just remove one parent, that's it. So yeah, this is going to be the same thing as if if it's the data proxy HTTP, so basically the same API things, but then we have also have these global APIs. So you can actually use these like for filing systems, um, to either lock the door, or like just make the door close, or make the door open simply. It's that easy on how these work with the dwprox net2 plus. Um, that's how these systems work and how you drag it in, of course. And then we got access card files and then the function cards. So I'm gonna bring this down here. So okay, I'm gonna bring a door outside. I'm gonna actually show you what actually happens if if you do what a lot of people think we're doing. So if I go into here and then I go ahead and delete this spell folder, I will show you what happens. And please note, don't use any old dwprox models because of a Roblox update that updated the APIs. It pops up with a screen that says you wouldn't steal Wi-Fi product. Make sure you got the updated dwprox system, or else that pop-up will appear. Gotta make sure you do that. Okay, so we're gonna load into the. It will take a while depending on how much graphics. So it's loading in now. All right, so since we moved that file folder, the readers are not gonna boot. They're broken. They X. The readers are not gonna boot if you remove that empty file because it requires a file for it to work. And as you can see, it breaks it. If you delete it, it breaks it. See, press the exit, it does nothing. So make sure you don't delete that extra file, or else the reader, or else the doors, or else it will break. It break. And so make sure whenever you install these type of doors, it's just to not remove any files, even if it's empty. You do not remove the file. So I'm gonna do Control Z or Command Z to bring that back. So, but yeah, leave the bell folder inside, or else this will not work properly. So now if I click play with the bell folder in place, the readers will actually boot properly. That's the main thing that you need to check is that make sure you keep all the files in and yeah. And make sure you don't have any errors in the configuration script as well. So alright. So we're gonna be loading it. It takes a while depending on how good your computer is. Um so we're gonna load in. So now you see give it a minute and it'll actually boot. And it'll also actually work. So we added the file and now the readers will actually see there we go, there goes light. And now here you see DW02. And if I press this button, it clicks. The door takes a while to open, and yeah, see, there we go. Open fine, as you can see, and then it's going to close automatically as normal. So you gotta make sure you keep that bell folder inside, or else the complete system will break. You can see it boots up. Make sure you leave files in, and make sure HTTP requests on, global access API is on, just in case just in case it doesn't boot. But yes, this is how you actually fully install it properly. Make sure you keep the files in there. Wait a minute. Is it? Oh, I think the green light is actually for some reason hidden. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I think it's a bug. But yeah, you can see how how the white hero system works with the net2 plus. You gotta make sure, you gotta make sure the folder for Bell is still inside, or else the system will break. So make sure that the Bell folder is in there. But if you delete that file because you think that since it's empty, it doesn't so when you think that that's empty you can delete it, do not do that. It breaks the system. It breaks the entire system, so don't do that. Because it requires all these files to be in, or else the system will not boot, there will not be lights on the reader. So you gotta make sure this bell is in there. You get the folder. Make sure the settings is in there. And then also make sure there's no errors in here. And do not ever, do not ever tamper with the loader. Do not ever do that. It's going to give you the prompt that says you need a PSS tampering system detected. Do not do that. Do not do it. Do not mess with the loader, or else you will have to open up the ticket. So yeah, don't tamper with it. So yeah, just make sure this is in, and just don't tamper with the loader. And when you do it all correctly, the reader should now boot and that one. And now I'm actually going to show you how, if you have the Cortex Smart Drive, how to fix the file system. Because the file system is no longer working on it. So if I type in, so this is the one that you want to drag in, the official one. And this is this is the one I used to base file quite small off, and it's lacking because of how many elements I have. I'll get rid of that one. Not talking more. But the reason this one's not working is because if you look in the script and go down right here. So if you look here, see you see here it says invoke, and that's why it's not working. That is deprecated. The invoke is deprecated. That's the only thing you need to update. So all you have to do is change this here to fire, and then now it should work. All right, let's go ahead and move. It's best to move this elevator down to the floor. Make sure cursor is off, and if you go into models, adjust this to be like this and rotate. So I'm able to move it without like being like almost like stop motion thing. Okay, so now if you play, the key switch should now work. So the owner of Cortex has not updated this ever since the IVX model and the CRV models came out. He has never updated it. So that's why this one here is not been updated ever since. Because this is an old model and they're no longer supporting it, so no longer supporting the model, so alright. Load in. Okay. Now I normally have the file key in. I normally have the file key where oh my god, why is that not working? Now I have the file key in the storage, and then if I go ahead and use this, see, it recalls. So if you get this model and the file service is not doing this, uh, it's because it's instead of saying to fire, it's set to invoke, which invoke is not going to work. It's not going to work. Invoke simply will not work because that setting there for invoke has been deprecated and no longer functions. So so you have to set it to fire, or else it simply won't work. The light it would just update the hat, but won't do anything to the elevator because invoke is no longer a setting that you can do it because it's being deprecated. So that's how you can actually add dwprox net2 plus. Make sure to read this boot properly, and then how to fix fastest on an elevator with an old script. So focus yours.